evening all, welcome to more Rage and Trevor. This is a funny one. This is, firstly, let's just go to the segue into our friend and lovable man, Trevor. There he is. Listen to his comment.
Where's my gnome?
Hey, where's my gnome? Love it. So, pantsless Trevor, let's go. Let's go and cause some havoc. Loving GTA at the moment. I think it's just so much fun. And yes, pants mode is active. And I think there's something really quite cool about this game where you can just basically go and do anything, you know. And I know that's obviously, you know, duh, that's obviously the point of the game. But there's something definitely in the game that just clears your head. I don't know if you get this. If you drive, if you're a driver, you probably know that just going for a spin really clears your head. And I've got to admit, this game simulates that rather well. A lot on your mind at the moment. You can just kind of go for a ride into the sunset and enjoy yourself. And this is where this whole thing started. I basically got into the dune buggy and just started to think, well, let's see what air I can get off some of these things. It used to be in the old GTA game of old that you basically would go and use the city to get all your kind of air and your speed and your jumps. Now, I tried this when GTA 5 came out. I would drive around Los Santos, and I've got to admit, I couldn't really find anywhere to get kind of good jumps off. There's obviously the stunt jumps, and they're obviously very funny, but they just didn't really give me the satisfaction that when I figured out the countryside and what you can do out here, this is much more fun. And I think you need the right car. It doesn't have to be a dune buggy. It can actually be anything that's pretty light and powerful. So even some of the kind of sports cars are pretty good at this. Don't try it with anything like an SUV or an off-roader because they just don't have the torque. They can't really get you high enough, if you see what I mean. But yeah, basically just point at the nearest thing and just go for it. And remember, you can control your vehicle in the air. This is something I'm staggered that people still haven't figured out. So there we go. Just then, I was able to actually steer the vehicle off its roof and into its wheels. And basically, I think this is kind of the joy of the game, really, is that you can just do stupid stuff like that. And that worked. Look at that. Not a scratch. I should get a bonus for that. So fast forward a little bit, and here we go. Now, this is the other side of the thing where we're kind of climbing. This is actually good fun as well. I mean, they've basically made an incredibly good hill climb simulator. Hill climbing is actually a sport. It's all about getting up a particularly tricky hill, and they have made an incredibly good simulator. Although I failed at it at the last minute there when I took my foot off the accelerator just too soon. So we turn this into then a 180 downhill slalom, and here we go. And oh, look, a train. Let's try and land on it, and boom. Oh, such fun. So I think this is, and again, that has completely crippled the suspension. You can see at the back, the rear wheels collapsed, and yeah, that's not going anywhere. So fast forward, so I'm just looking for another vehicle when this bloody dude offends me. So Rage and Trevor being what he is, he decides to basically have a quiet word with him in the gentlemanly way and basically, knock his teeth out. It'd be funny to see him eating corn on the cob after this. Anyway, so there we go. Let's fast forward once more. So here we go. Great example. This is where a smaller, more nimble car is just as good. Now, what I've just done there is crash, but I'd like to try and make out that I meant to do that, but I've just removed all the body panels for extra for lightness. So really what we're going to try and do here, firstly, I was intrigued actually what these two were doing. I've never seen that, I guess, quick time event before, so I was kind of like, oh, what are they doing? But here we go. So I love the dinosaur, by the way. I'm going to do this. You have to have a look at that another time. But so it will go extreme uphilling. This vehicle is pretty good for it. It's not as grippy as the other one, but I think it certainly has the power. Although trying to do something like that is a bit much. It does tend to kind of swirl around as well, so you just need to be aware of that. But here we go, extreme climb number 2. So again, this is very therapeutic. This is, if you're having one of those kind of difficult days, this is something I would highly recommend. It's not all about shooting police and trying to get away from them. There is something quite enjoyable about maybe scaling something with this. I mean, the bikes and the quad bikes and the off-road kit cars are amazing. Seriously, give them a go. Don't dismiss them. They are out here in the thick of it, in the desert. You do need those kind of vehicles. And they're fun. They really are good fun. There's something very enjoyable here. Now, I'm kind of intrigued how high I can get in this. So this is kind of turned into a bit of a mission. I'm going to see how much I can scale as high as I go. So here we go. And then as we get to the top, a quick look around, see where's a good alternative to kind of drive off. And that looks like it's into the ocean, so I'll give that a miss. So let's go towards here. Now, again, I love the fact that the mountains are very easily, you know, kind of accessible. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I love it. I think that I could do that all day. I really could. There must be something in GTA games that just makes you want to do that, or makes me want to do it. Even in GTA 4 and GTA 3 and, you know, so on, I just always love to jump stuff. And I think it's just that feeling of going as fast as you can, hitting something as hard as you can, and seeing how you do. Now, it kind of goes a bit wrong here. So this is where you do need to have that ability to flip yourself. So I managed to kind of get there, but always remember you do have the ability to flip. You know what I mean? But here we go. So got to the highest point here. So we're going to do the ultimate downhill now. Just going to show you how high we are. So here we go. This is probably going to end really badly, but let's do it anyway. And alley-oop. Oh yeah. Oh, look, the air time is very nice as well. That moment where you realise you're in the air is just done very well. But it's all about just keeping it pointing forward, keeping the power down, keeping it on its wheels. That's obviously a key thing. And I would say that, you know, it's actually quite a skilled thing to do, and it's enjoyable as well. So definitely worth a go. But there we go, from top to bottom, very quickly. Now, what I did is I went into the I think it's the Haven base there, and I didn't realise that that was very naughty, so I then basically nicked a vehicle from there and then fled, and then ended up getting down the hill as quick as possible and ended rather terminally here. Now, I thought I kind of got away at this point. I was about to kind of get ready to, you know, drive further, and I thought I'll hide over this ridge, and then I realised, bang, too late, and the vehicle is wrecked. So there we go. Trevor ends this time not getting wasted. He doesn't die, but we managed to basically get him at least washed. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Plenty more Rage and Trevors to come. I think there's so much footage I've recorded I don't even know what to do with it. But hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.